Hello and welcome to Access Sportsnet Dodgers, brought to you by Mercury Insurance. John Hartung, Jerry Hairston Jr., Adrian Gonzalez. The Dodgers dropped game 2 of this 4-game series in Colorado. Looked good early for them because 2 batters into the game, Kyle Tucker goes deep for a 2-0 lead. Dalton rushing homers in the 2nd inning, and things are looking good. But the Dodgers are shut out over the final 7 innings of this game. The Rockies got a couple runs in the 6th, Jerry, and their bullpen was able to make it stand up.
Yeah, you give the Rockies credit. They were able to come back and put pressure on the Dodgers, take the lead, and the bullpen for the Rockies was really outstanding. We always say, big league ball game, 5 runs, 10 hits, at least to give yourself a chance to win. Dodgers unable to do that at Coors Field.
Yeah, we got off to a great start, and then the bats went cold. So, you know, just got to keep doing what you've been doing, what you did yesterday, what you did the first 2 innings, have quality at bats. It looked like they started chasing a lot of off speed, especially in hitters counts. They were being over aggressive and got a little greedy with the bats, and then the Rockies took advantage of that.
And they did have some opportunities offensively. They were 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position, Adrian, in that 8th inning. It starts where Shohei Ohtani reaches on a catcher's interference, Kyle Tucker with a base hit. So the first 2 reached, nobody out for Andy Pages.
Yeah, it was, you know, again, like if you were to watch the entire at bat, he was just a little over aggressive. He wasn't, you know, his normal self, what we've seen all season long. Pitcher made a backup pitch there, and then you get Freddie. He put a great swing on the ball here, but just wasn't able to get all the way through it to get the double or a home run there. It just felt like they were just being too aggressive, thinking they were going to get fastballs, yeah. and the Rockies just said, hey, if you're going to be that aggressive, we're going to go soft and get you out in front.
Especially in hitter-friendly counts, they went soft. The changeup or the slider here. Dalton Rushing, who's been red hot, you know, he's upset at himself. Felt he should have driven that pitch. That pitch, you know, he could have done something with, just unable to do anything with it. Here, Kim, 2-strike hitting, hits the ball in the air, an easy fly ball in center field. Will Smith, outstanding job putting the ball in play up the middle, and because of that, he gets a hit out of it. Shohei Ohtani, another opportunity to extend his streak. Great job of putting a barrel on the baseball, rocket through the right side. Now we're in business. We got an opportunity here. We got Kyle Tucker, who's had a great series so far. He's at the plate.
Kyle Tucker had a really good game with 3 hits, including that home run, but swings at the first pitch and flies out to left field to end the game.
Yeah, I mean, a little in between there. It seemed like he didn't go up there thinking, I'm gonna be ready to swing or not. Fastball ended up being down the middle, so he kind of swung as a reaction to the pitch being a fastball down the middle, and he was a little late, got underneath it and popped it up.
All right, a frustrating loss for the Dodgers in game 2 of the series. Let's head back to the booth, check in one final time with Steven Nelson and Oral Hershiser.
Well, Oral, the Dodgers tried for another comeback win. They fell 1 run short and really just 1 hit. I think the big takeaway from this one, 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position. They left 8 guys on base.
Yeah, we haven't seen this on the road with the Dodgers. They've averaged over 8 runs a game on the road this year, but they were quiet other than those first couple innings when Tucker goes deep 435, Rushing goes deep just barely over the fence. Pretty much after that, the offense was very silent.
Yeah, Emmet Sheehan tried to grind it out through 5 innings, and then Will Klein just was not sharp in this one out of the bullpen. So the series tied at 1. Tomorrow, Roki Sasaki on the bump.
Yeah, for Roki, you know, I hope that he finds a way to keep the ball in his hand. We've watched a lot of Dodger pitchers here tonight having the ball slip out of their hand because of the lack of moisture. Maybe it'll be a little more humid tomorrow. Maybe we get some moisture on his hands when he gets to his hat or wherever he can. But he's got to have that ball in his hand so he can throw strike 1 and then have some action on his split finger.
He'll be starting opposite veteran right-hander Michael Lorenzen. So we'll see you on Sunday for Game 3.
Stephen and Oral, thank you. Let's get right to the Saturday night highlights. Denver, Colorado, the Dodgers and Rock Show with Shohei Ohtani. Come up a run short, 4-3 the final. They are now 15-5. Will Klein is tagged with the loss. Emmet Sheehan goes 5 innings, allowed 2 runs on 4 hits, had 4 strikeouts. Kyle Tucker 3 for 5, his 3rd home run, couple of RBIs. Dalton Rushing goes 1 for 4 with his 5th home run. Here's what's ahead on the calendar. Still 2 more games in Colorado, with the wraparound series ending on Monday. It will be Roki Sasaki starting tomorrow at noon. Then the NL West road trip rolls on to San Francisco on Tuesday for the first meeting of the season with the Giants. Then it's back home to face the Cubs beginning next Friday. That game will be on Apple. The next 5 games will be right here on Sportsnet LA. Emmet Sheehan allowed 2 earned runs in 5 innings at Coors Field. We'll hear from Sheehan as well as Dave Roberts after moments of the game. Jerry, Dalton Rushing does it again. His 5th home run in his first 18 at-bats of the season.
He's been doing amazing with the bat, whether it's the fastball, the breaking ball. It really doesn't matter. He has been on everything. Here, top of the wall, a caroms over. The kids call him Dalton Crushing for a reason. I tell you what, we got incredible catchers. From America's catcher, Will Smith, to Dalton Rushing.
That gave the Dodgers a 3-1 lead. Unfortunately, that would be their last offense. They dropped this one 4-3. Let's go back to Coors Field. Emmet Sheehan is standing by with Kirsten Watson and the media.
Okay. Emmet, obviously, pitching here is a challenge no matter what, but when you look at your last outing, one of your best of the regular season, how did you find just trying to carry that over into this one? And did it feel like a grind based off of potentially mechanics or just more of like the elements here in Denver and the altitude?
Yeah, I think last start we made a lot of progress on mechanical stuff, and then I think it was a little bit more of the same from the first couple this time. I'm definitely happy with some of the pitches I made later, but I got to be better earlier in the game.
Did you find it was kind of just easing into this one?
No, I think it was just, first at bat felt great, and then missed by a little bit on a couple, and then it kind of delivery went downhill a little bit, and then I thought I was able to find it a little better towards the end.
Was it just sort of the timing being back out of sync?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I got to look at it.
Was it the fastball in particular? Because the ball strike on that one wasn't great.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
All right, so Emmet Sheehan admitting that he had to be better early in the game. He just said he was fighting the delivery a little bit tonight, but still 5 innings, just a couple of runs allowed. What did you see from him in this game?
I saw him throw the ball great. Yeah, he made a pitch to Mickey Moniak in the first inning, middle away. It wasn't a terrible pitch. He gave up a double. But let's go look at the K-zone and see how he looked today, especially with that slider, how he was able to pitch with that slider. You can see here, first at bat of the game, great slider down. He's been throwing the slider at a 28% pitch rate, and he's been using it a lot and having great success with it. This one right here, just probably his worst pitch of the day, in my opinion. Just a slider, middle up. This pitch again, another slider down the way. You can see that he's got a good feel for it. I mean, one mistake is okay. Right here, it's down. Not a terrible pitch, maybe a little too much over the middle. Good swing by the hitter right there. But then he goes back to it down the way, great pitch again. So to me, he looked great. His slider was as advertised as he's been doing. Give up a couple knocks on that, but the guys are swinging and missing on it. I think sometimes early in the game, you need an inning or two just to find your release point, just to do these little things. And then after the second inning, I felt like he started getting better and better and better. And then they took him out in the 5th inning. To me, it was a little premature, but
and put pressure on the Dodgers, take the lead, and I would have liked to see him was really outstanding. We always say big league ball game, 5 runs on the offense. We talk about all the time. At least to give yourself a chance to win 7 runs. I mean, we need 7 runs at Coors Field because we know it's a great start, and then the bats went cold. Unfortunately, the offense, which has been great,
keep doing
great all
what you've been doing. What you did yesterday, where you hit the first 2 innings, have quality at bats.
Dodgers lose to a National League team for the first time this year. Dalton Rushing, though, his 5th home run of the young season. He hit 4 all of last year in
the Rockies took advantage of that.
And they did have some opportunities offensively. They were 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position. Adrian in that 8th inning. The Dodgers had 7 strikeouts tonight in Colorado. So tomorrow you can go to Jack in the Box. You can get a free jumbo jack with the purchase of a large drink at an LA area location. Tonight it was Emmet Sheehan carrying most of the load. He had 4 of the Dodgers' 7 strikeouts. But the Rockies come back and win this one 4-3. Let's go to Colorado and hear from Dave Roberts with Kirsten and the media.
Dave, just first, when you look at Emmet Sheehan tonight, I know we talked about him kind of working through a few mechanical things. It seemed like this one was a bit of a grind, but do you think it was more to the mechanical aspect of kind of getting things in line, or do you think it was more of just the elements of playing here in Denver?
I think it was more the elements. I think that I'm not sure how much he's pitched here. It just seemed like early on he didn't have good feel for anything, to be quite honest, and the ball strike ratio wasn't good, but I give him a lot of credit because he grinded, as you said, and made pitches when he needed to. And ironically, his best inning was the last. But I just felt, it was just a grind all night, and give Klein an opportunity to have a clean inning. But yeah, 5 innings, 2 runs, solid outing.
With Will Klein, what were you seeing from him? Because it seemed just kind of like honestly like a freak kind of accident thing to get him to then obviously get some guys on base, create some traffic?
I thought tonight his sweeper, the feel for spin wasn't good. He didn't have it in. I think, a couple of those hits early were just cement mixers and just didn't do anything. And so, I don't know, again, if that's the elements, and I don't know how much he's pitched here. But, yeah, tonight it just wasn't sharp.
Just sort of another example of how important it is to tack on runs, especially at a place like this.
It is, absolutely. I thought, we had some opportunities and couldn't, create some distance and kept them in the ball game. And so it really wasn't a huge inning. A 2-run inning was the difference in the game. And so we've been swinging the bats well. You're not always going to, put up cricket numbers every night. But I thought tonight we could have taken better at bats. But, you got to give those guys credit. And they went to their guys in the pen and kept us at bay.
Joey reached 3 times, but only the last one counted. But he did get to that 50. What does that say about this guy? I mean, we've said enough about him before, but just to get the 50 game on base.
Yeah, it's remarkable. I was hoping he'd get that last at bat and give him an opportunity to, change the game. And he found a way to get on base. So yeah, it was good to see it, and that's quite the streak, And you got to be pretty dang good to do something like that. And he's in a class by himself.
Yeah, bats, particularly with runners in scoring position, they're 0 for 7. Were those particularly disappointing?
Yeah, because I think that up to this point with runners in scoring position, we've been able to, whether it be earn a walk or swing at good pitches and get hits. And today it just seemed like we chased a lot more than we have. And so, yeah, we had opportunities, and I thought Tuck swung the bat really well. I thought Freddie looked great up there, and, we just couldn't get any other support.
Shohei Ohtani did extend that on-base streak to 50 games. We'll have more on tonight's game and look ahead to Sunday's Game 3 from Colorado coming up. Access Sportsnet.